Hey people, welcome back to Workshop.
Once again. Once again.
So today we have a Sichuanese classic. It's called 螞蟻上樹, which means ants climbing tree. So it's a vermicelli noodle dish. And basically, if you have seen the mapo tofu recipe, you'll see how we fry the pork and beef mix for that recipe. And we're going to use that same frying method with the pork and beef mix. And so basically, once you've made this
vermicelli
and it's blended with soup, as you scoop the noodles up, the little meat particles stick to the
vermicelli.
so it actually looks like ants climbing up a tree. So that's why that dish is named the way it is. So anyway, let's get into the recipe. It's not difficult, it's easy to make, and it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so 螞蟻上樹, ants climbing tree. Okay, this recipe is super simple. Not very difficult at all to cook as well. So basically I have some
Vermicelli.
here that I've soaked in water for about 20 minutes or so. This
Vermicelli.
it was like quite long, so I cut it in half. I've got spring onion, and then I've got the beef mince, which is exactly the same cooking process as the mapo tofu video. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check out how to do it. It's super easy to do. So yeah, if you've made mapo tofu the night before and you still have a little bit of this mince left over, then this is like the perfect dish to use up this leftover mince. And then we just have basically your fermented chili bean paste, doubanjiang, and we're going to use a combination of the dark soy sauce and the light soy sauce. And this is basically going to be a 2-1 combination. And I've got a little bit of stock, which I always use. Yeah. And also we're using the ground Sichuan peppercorns. Okay, so the cooking process of 螞蟻上樹. So basically a little bit of oil in the wok. Just get it nice and heated, okay? Then we're going to start off with the fermented chili bean paste. Add it. Give it a good mix. Let those flavors come out. Before you put your ladle back into the Xian Tang, make sure you give it a little bit of wash. And we're going to add maybe 3-4 ladles of stock. And we're going to let that come to a boil. And as we're letting that come to a boil, we're going to add a little bit of white pepper. We're going to add our mince. We're going to add a touch of dark soy. And we're going to add a little bit of a bigger touch of regular soy. And then we'll just add a little bit, like I usually do, of our stock powder, which is up to you whether you want to use it or not. So you want to let it boil down a little bit, because you have to remember that the same as the mapo tofu video, the mince, you fry it down with fermented sweet bean paste and then also regular soy sauce. So you want to let that flavor infuse in the soup. Okay, so we've boiled this down here for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes or so. Now we're just going to go in, have a little taste. Should be nice and spicy. And also have a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of that beef flavor obviously coming through with a little bit of sweetness. You feel like it's a little bit too much on the spicy side, and you want to add a little bit more sweetness to it. Obviously you can just take a teaspoon, take a little bit of sugar and add it. Okay, I don't really need to here. This is set right, but it's just showing that sometimes the flavor will get a little bit out of control and you might be like, whoa, that's way too spicy. Yeah. So just add a little sugar. Once we get to this stage and we're happy with the base flavor, then we're going to take our ground Sichuan pepper powder and add a decent touch. Okay, mix that in. Give it another taste. Yeah, okay. Now we got the tingle going on too. And the last step is we're going to take
vermicelli,
add it in, okay, and just slowly stir it. So if you come and see this process here, slowly just start to stir it around, soak up the sauce. And if you have too much sauce left over, like excess sauce, then you can tip it out. But we'll just let it soak up for a little bit. I don't know usually how long, but usually probably a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes or whatever. And we're just gonna let this just brew. Give it a decent amount of time because you really want the noodles to really soak up all those flavors. Once you feel like it's ready, make sure you give those noodles a taste. So if you're coming closer here, you can see that is why it's called ants climbing tree. Yeah, give it a taste. All good. Turn the heat off. And we're gonna scoop them out onto your plate, like this. And once it's onto your plate like this, just add just the right amount of sauce. Add all the noodles in there. Getting the meat in there. So it's just sitting like this. And so we've added it to our plate, and then we're just going to like decorate it with a few little dollops of like fresh spring onion. Like that. And mix the spring onion in down the bottom, just as for like better presentation. Just mix it like this. Boom, and there you have it. 螞蚁上树. Such a beautiful dish. I love it.
absolutely good.
Okay, so that's it. 螞蚁上树. As you can see, not a difficult recipe, but it's absolutely delicious. And it's one of the recipes that I often make when I just don't have much time. Really hearty, warming, and this is the delicious dish. It's just a simplistic dish, but it's packed with flavor. So give it a try. Catch you next time on Wok Drop, and don't forget to like and subscribe and send the channel around to your friends and tell them to hit the notifications and hit the bells, or whatever the fuck they are. And send this video around. You know, we're trying to get to 1,000 right now. Like, we really need your help, so like help us boost up the channel. Okay, see you next time on Wok Drop. Bye.